Call the Alan Cox Show.
I'm sure it'll work for people on vacation when they don't have to do something, but I can't imagine it working on a day-to-day basis.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
35192. Want to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. All the other stuff. Thanks again to Danielle Florentiner for helping out. Cavs are at home tonight. We play the Mavericks of Dallas, TX. 7 o'clock is the start. 6:30 is when the pregame will begin here on the Buzzard. We will roll out then and get you set up for tip-off at 7. Cavs will be in Chicago tomorrow night to play the Bulls. It'll be an 8 o'clock start. And then they'll head over to Detroit to play the Pistons on Friday night. There's a big, big controversy in the Pistons game that a blown call cost the Pistons the game. And, you know, the Pistons are looking for any possible good news they can get. So, you know, even under the best of conditions, an allegedly blown call would really bum you out. But when you're the Pistons and you've only won 8 games, man, that's going to make you mad. Like, our victory hinged on that guy doing one thing. Not us. We couldn't score more points than the other team. Don't expect that of us. That's a bridge too far. Alan, I like the idea that Mary's been out of school so long that cheetahs have actually slowed down since her book report.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I have to ask. I don't know.
All the GMO gazelles they're chasing.
There you go. Genetically modified, the GMGs.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they can only do it in short bursts, right?
Yes.
So if you could conceivably outrun a cheetah, like they can only do it in short bursts because their hearts give out.
No. What? Where'd you get that information?
Cheetahs can only run full out for a few hundred yards. They can only do it in short bursts. What I want to know is how much like refractory period do they need? How much downtime do they need?
It's like an hour. It's not like they can't bounce back.
They can run for a few hundred yards at full speed, but then they got to wait an hour? Just lounging under a date tree or something?
If you ran 3 football fields
I'm not a cheetah.
65 miles per hour, you might need to lay down a little bit.
I'm not a cheetah. Not a massive animal. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
But isn't that why cats sleep so much, though? So that when they do need to go fast and they get the zoomies, they can really do it?
Is that true?
No,
Mary?
I don't know.
You're the... What? What's the matter? You don't like my cat questions?
Cats like sleeping.
Yeah, but cats aren't cheetahs. I mean, cheetahs are a cat, but not all cats act like cheetahs.
We don't know that. That's why we're asking.
Have you ever seen those videos where
every cat acts the same?
And they all act like the same?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they purr and they need and stuff, sure.
And even they like sleep and, you know.
They
but
sleep
then
a lot. They're just sleepy. They're just sleepy animals.
That's what I'm saying. So that they can conserve their energy so that when they got to turn on the jets, they can.
Just little sleepy babies.
That's why dummies are lulled into a false sense of security by having a cheetah in their like backyard or something. They go, well, they're just all cats. We'll just treat them the same way. We got a call about a dead dog over the weekend.
Alan, Caleb, McKent, listen to the podcast on Friday. You guys were talking about dogs dying and eating things. I had a boxer whose name was Norm. He ate a 64-pack of Crayola crayons. He ate socks. And he ate 2 pounds of kinetic sand. You should know what that is since you have a 7 or 8-year-old. And he passed them all, just crapped them out in the yard. That dog eventually just dropped dead one day while we were out of town. And so kind of back to the morgue, dog morgue conversation. We were on a road trip with the kids, and we didn't want to tell them their dog was dead. And I'm trying to make phone calls to my buddies to find something to do with my 80-pound dead dog on a Saturday afternoon when no one was open. So you can only imagine how many ways can you say my dog's dead? I need it in the freezer without your kids knowing in the back seat. Anyway, hit the show. Love you. Bye.
I would think the move would be if you're on a trip and your dog dies while you're out there, you don't have it taken care of. And then when you get back, because invariably vacations, you know, they can be fun with kids. The grown-ups are doing all the work. It's not a vacation for the grown-ups. vacation for the kids. And kids don't need a vacation because they don't have jobs. So you really are doing, quote unquote, the Lord's work as a parent by taking your children on vacation. You're trying to show them things, right? I would think that that would be a great way to dissuade your kids from ever wanting to take a vacation again, is the dog dies while you're gone and you don't have anybody tend to it. And then you get back, you let the kids find the dog. You don't know where it is, but they're going to be running around. They're going to find. You'll follow the screams and the smells, and then you go, that's what happens when we go on vacation. I think
Or
that's a
just have
great
them-
idea.
Have them buy the same dog.
Well, an 80-pound whatever.
Go buy a chocolate lab and drop it off in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, all right, whatever. I'll
Dig a
Venmo
hole
you.
in the backyard, throw Brutus in it. Was his name Norm?
Yeah.
I'm so glad our dog doesn't eat stuff all the time. He's eating kinetic sand and he's eating socks. And like, oh, Christ. Because kinetic sand it's not toxic. Just sand with some goo in it. But still, if your dog is taking kinetic sand dumps at some point, they're like, oh, good. He didn't die. He's going to pass all of it.
Nice and moldable, though.
Yeah.
Moldable.
Right.
Mixed in with the poop.
And if it was just by eating regular food, then you have like a gold mine on your hand. You could just sell your dog's poop as kinetic sand. Just don't tell people.
Wait, what?
Well, obviously he ate kinetic sand
Uh-huh.
and then pooped it out.
Yep.
But if you're just eating regular dog food and then pooping out kinetic sand, you might be onto something.
Oh,
there.
the dog is able to transmogrify the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Calvin and Hobbes word right there.
there you go. They keep changing the name of kinetic sand every few years, too. When my older kids were little, it was called
Sand that is kinetic.
No, they called it moon sand. They have to rebrand it every few years because you get a new crop of kids.
Yeah.
You know, no kid knows what kinetic means, so they're like, "Oh, this is moon sand or whatever."
Well, I feel like that's brands that sell kinetic sand.
You think there's a bunch of different ones, and they go, "Let's call this one this."
Yeah. Like there's
I thought there was one
like
company
modeling
making
clay,
it.
and then there's Play-Doh, and there's all sorts of different bastardized versions of Play-Doh. But Play-Doh is just the one that you think of.
Well, all I ever see anymore is kinetic sand. So either everybody's calling it that, or one company has really cornered the market. I like to
Maybe.
get in on that.
Maybe.
You know, because all I keep reading about is there's a sand shortage in the United States. They literally have to ship it from overseas. Construction companies and things. There's a sand shortage. It affects construction companies. It affects, glass manufacturers of any kind. So, I mean,
Poundcake was
I know
an
there's
amateur glass manufacturer.
yeah.
Well, he was actually trying to manufacture sand.
He was trying to break sand, trying to break glass to turn into sand.
I was an immature amateur glass maker.
Yeah, but at least you were kind of in your brain. You were like, I'm going to reverse engineer this, right?
There was I just wanted to smush it.
Oh.
I thought glass could be smushed in a seed spreader.
Yeah, but glass can be ground into a very fine, like you can really screw somebody up with that.
It just wasn't.
Plenty of people
hot.
have been killed that way.
Yeah, and here I was. Let me just put it in a seeder in the spreader, and then when it didn't smash, I grabbed it out.
Yeah. And cut your little fingers.
I cut my hand open.
Yeah.
And that's there are
So
times.
is there a nurse in the house?
not?
Yeah,
not-
she's sleeping.
I was gonna say not to take advantage of my mom, but like I'm grateful that she would sleep during the day and she was kind of out of it for some of the stuff because any normal mom, if a normal mom saw their kid's hand that literally was like sliced open, a big slice and bleeding like profusely, it was like
I like how you wound up on profusely.
Profusely.
because I'm remembering this because
He was double checking his brain.
Yeah,
I had to check it. Same way I had to check the glass and make sure it crushed, and it didn't. But I opened up the door, and there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, hey, Mom. She's like, yeah. I was like, I was grounding up glass in the backyard, and I cut my
I was
hand.
grounding up glass.
That's what I told her. I was grounding up glass in the backyard. I was just trying to, make it smooth out there. I cut my hand. And she got up again. She's like in a hypnosis state.
Yep.
And
She's groggy.
Yeah. And
Exactly who you want treating your wound.
And then I showed her. That's how professional she is. She could do it in her sleep.
I guess
literally.
so. Good for her.
Because I showed her, and she didn't say nothing. She was just like, all right, let me wrap you up. Like, I was like, I'm not in trouble? You're like, no. And then she went right back to sleep. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been more grateful. So then I just like put everything back to where it was. I put the glass back on the ground.
Yeah, what did she tell you to do after she stitched you up or got a couple of butterfly,
I don't remember that part, but I know I didn't get in trouble. And I was honest with her. I told her, I said, I was grounding up glass in the backyard.
Grinding.
Grinding. I don't remember. I think I probably said grounding because I was a little kid.
I'm sure you did.
But I
You
was,
just said it as a grown man.
Experience, yeah.
You just said it as a grown man, so yes.
but I was trying to replay the story.
He's in character.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mom, I was grounding up glass in the backyard, and I cut my hand. And she was like, okay. And I was honest with her. I told her what happened, and I didn't get in trouble. And that's what it was. So I don't know what happened to the seed spreader. I don't know if there were still shards in there. There was glass all over the backyard, though, and it was in the area where our pool used to be. So it was just a bunch of sand in the backyard in a circle. So I was like, yeah, I want to put the glass right here with the rest of the sand.
And so what happened to the glass?
I put it back where it was.
Put it back where it was.
It was broken.
Yeah.
I put it back.
And there was, and your mom was like, was she concerned there was broken glass in the backyard?
No, I woke her up. I woke her up with bloody hands. I was like, "Can you?" I couldn't rationalize it. Like she the amount of calm. Like she has been more terrified that we weren't home by the street lights coming on.
You really benefited her from her being in like a fugue state because she just woke up. You woke her out of a dead sleep.
Because there was no getting around that. Like the way my hand was all sliced up, if she wasn't there, I probably would have had to go to like the ER. So there was no getting around, like waiting, seeing what happens. I had to wake her up. So I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. And woke her up, and it was nothing. She literally...
She wearing a sleep mask?
No.
No.
But again, she would keep her door locked, and we would get in with a butter knife. So I just grabbed a butter knife, opened the door with my bloody hands, and then showed her, like, hey, I'm all sliced up. Can you, she didn't stitch me, but she bandaged me. And then I was like, okay.
Now, when she plops back into bed after tending to your wounds, does she lock the door again?
I don't know. But it didn't make a difference. I think after a while...
Yeah, well, that was my question. Why would she lock it in the first place? These two maniacs outside are going to get in with a butter knife.
Well, I don't know, because it didn't make a difference. I think after a while we broke her.
We broke the door, then we broke her.
I think we broke her, and she was just like, just try not to wake me up, okay?
Stop playing with broken glass, genius. Huh.
But I'm trying to ground it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told her, I said I was trying to make sand. That's what I said. I was trying to make sand in the backyard.
She's like, we don't need any sand. I need some rest.
I need sleep. Trying to keep you too
Why
fed
do we
and
need
clothed.
sand, idiot?
Why do we have broken glass and a seed spreader if you don't want me to try and make sand with it? That's the better question.
This kid could never be left alone.
I was always left alone.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have been.
Well, whose fault is that? I was a kid.
I know.
Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
I thought that was a very like proactive idea. I was like, yeah, sand, glass is just hard sand. So let me take it back to its original state.
Your brain was working in a logical way.
Yeah.
You were trying to reverse engineer. You're like,
trying to
hey,
pulverize the glass into sand.
turn it back into
So
sand.
what I should have done was took a hammer and then got real close to the ground and started smashing the glass, and that would have made
Without
it
any
twist.
goggles on.
Yeah. Well, I had my glasses.
Mom,
yeah.
why are your hands all bloody? Oh, don't worry about my hands. Wait till you see my eyes. Because I initially once I cut my hands, I rubbed my eyes, and now I have glass dust in them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this guy breaking into his mom's friggin' room with a butter knife.
I don't think you could qualify as breaking in.
You said it was locked. That is the definition. That's why it's called breaking and entering.
Yeah, but you make it seem like we
How
were
dare
stealing
you.
stuff.
Huh?
We weren't stealing anything.
No, I said you broke into her room.
Yeah.
You were stealing her sleep.
Yeah.
You were thieves in the daytime, stealing her sleep. And, might I add, ruining her heirloom butter knife. Bet you didn't know that, did you? She emailed me. Yeah, that butter knife Poundcake's always crowing about.
Mhm.
That was a gift from my great-great-grandmother.
Well, I had a stash. I
Of butter knives?
yeah,
Yeah.
because we would use them. We could pick locks with them. So
Did you ever use them for, I don't know, butter?
Yeah, there were
Oh.
some that were in the kitchen, but I had just in case those we didn't want to wash them, so I had one in my room, like in my drawer, just in case. One to cut people if I needed to, and two to pick locks.
Who were you going to cut with a butter knife, by the way?
It didn't get that far. I just have.
Nor
better
would
be
it.
prepared.
I had a bat in the corner,
Yep.
a butter knife in my underwear drawer, a stick with a very sharp end like underneath my bed. I was prepared if something were to happen.
Now, do you still do that as a young man living by himself?
I
Do you
can't
still have a
disclose
butter
that.
knife? I'm sorry?
I can't disclose that.
That means yes.
Keeps that
You
thing on
have
him.
a butter knife in your underwear drawer.
Mess around and find out.
Oh, boy. Yeah, but you're not going to, wouldn't you want, I mean, you're a grown man now. Wouldn't you want a knife?
Who says I don't have a knife?
You just said
guys
you have a butter knife.
You said I had a butter knife.
Yeah, you didn't say I was wrong.
I'm not going to say you're right.
All right. I think Poundcake should buy a gun.
No,
I'm sorry?
Excuse
I
me?
disagree.
Well, no one. Who asked you?
I'm just
Are you
giving my
talking to me or
opinion.
her?
Confusing me, Mary.
Yeah, I'm going to go
That's
with
why you
Mary.
should
I'm going to be
have
on
a
Mary's side.
Yeah, I think we figured it out.
How
You
does
fell
this
right
thing
into my trap that Mary and I set for you.
How does this thing work again? So you turn it towards you. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why Mary doesn't think that's a good idea. They're always saying they need more responsible gun owners, and that's
I was calculating. Don't you want someone who's gonna premeditate before they do
You'd have
something?
been dead. If somebody broke in and also had a gun, you'd have been dead.
he's standing his ground, Mary.
Do whatever you want.
People have to calculate. You got to give them time.
All right. I mean, I think that might be more of a force multiplier than your butter knife. And you have a bat. Is the bat behind the bedroom door?
I have mace too.
Ah. All right.
Yeah, I have mace. My mom gave it to me.
Mary has pink mace, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mine's-
Stylish.
Mine's pink too.
That's your favorite thing about it, too.
Yeah,
thing about
it's really
mace.
stylish. Yep. That's the best part. Not the
Anything-
stopping power, the color coordination.
Not the anti-rape. The fact that she can wear it with anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can match it to your shoes.
Except you probably don't wear a lot of pink shoes.
I have one pair of pink shoes.
I was going to say, I would be surprised if you owned one
Well, she
pair
gets
of
m-
pink shoes.
Multiple pairs or multiple maces that way she can always have
Oh.
options.
You don't have one in neutral colors, so they won't clash
Yeah,
with anything
black,
you wear?
a white, a gray,
Yeah.
and then a few off, like a zebra print if I'm feeling sassy.
Can Mary start a podcast with a roommate called Two Girls, One Cat? You have two cats, don't
We
you?
have two cats.
Yeah, two girls, two
They
cats.
met yesterday again. It's not
How's that
going well,
going?
guys. It's not going well.
Oh, really? With the two cats?
Yeah.
Are they not getting along?
Well, the one is a kitten. Well, she's not really a kitten.
Oh,
She's
right.
one. So I don't know how old when they're technically not kittens anymore. But she's only one. And my cat's going to be 10 this year. So the kitten wants to play, and my cat wants absolutely nothing to do with that kitten at all. So my cat is like, yesterday we're hanging out. Me and the cat are hanging out on the couch. And my roommate comes out, and I was like, yo, open your door. Like, let your cat out so that way they can meet, So she opens the door, and the kitten comes running up, and my cat starts hissing and growling immediately. But the kitten is, like, intrigued. Like, dude, let's hang out. Like, I don't understand what your problem is. And my cat is like, I don't like you. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you smell. Get the hell away from me. But they're not, like, fighting. But my cat is the one who initiates the hissing. And then the little one, no joke, my roommate said she's never hissed in the year that she's had her. And then she met my cat, saw my cat hiss. So now her cat keeps hissing but doesn't understand it. So, like, we think she learned that she could also hiss. So, like, she'll be laying on the couch getting pet and just randomly hiss. Or she'll just be, like, playing and then just turn around and hiss at us and run away. And we're like, you don't even know what you're saying. You have no idea what you're doing.
It's like
a
when a little
toddler when
kid
they curse.
learns a bad word. Yeah.
Yeah. But yesterday, that's kind of how it ended, is that my cat was hissing at her, growling at her, and then ran away. The kitten went to chase her. She turned around and, like, came at her, and then they went in
Is
their
a lot of
separate
crap
rooms.
getting knocked over? Like, is it
Not at
noise?
all.
Okay.
No, they're not fighting.
Yeah. Well,
They're not
but with
going
the,
at it. There's
no, but
nothing
with the,
like that.
With the chasing, there could be some.
No, because we have a real long hallway.
I see.
So it's like they're running off of the couch and into the hallway. So it's nothing insane.
But it's not going well.
It's not, my cat wants absolutely nothing to do with that cat at all. Like, not even the smell of her. Get this thing away from me.
Do you know if that will eventually change, or would that happen pretty quickly if it was going to happen?
From everything I hear and have read, it can take months for cats to get along.
Well, there might be a light at the end of the tunnel then.
Or they just might not ever get along.
Right.
That's also a thing. But the thing is that they don't really have to. My roommate is home during the day, so she has her cat out during the day. I leave my door closed, and then usually when I get home from shows, I'll leave my door open all night. So that way they both have time, like, in the living room, able to explore and stuff. But
Well, one person texted that cats are full grown after 6 months. I don't know if that's true.
I have no idea. I don't know what marks a kitten, but I mean, she's significantly younger and definitely way more active. She's always playing. She's always running around. She's always chasing something.
Yeah, frankly, sounds a lot cooler.
I guess.
She wants to hang.
My cat's chill. My cat's like, I'm going to lay here. You can pet me if you want to. If not, no big deal. And then when she's done being pet, she'll walk away and go into the bed. Have her alone time.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, they are not.
Maybe get a third cat and maybe it'll bring every cat together.
I don't think that that's the answer.
Okay, 2 more cats.
How about
And
a
a
dog?
dog.
Yeah.
No.
Get a cockatoo.
Get a
Will not.
baby.
Bird.
No.
Ooh, have a baby.
No.
I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192. Want to go see Vampire Weekend, I will have those tickets for you.